Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday. As everyone is coming in, you know what to do. And this means S-H-A-R-E. This means T-A-P. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you, Eat, Sleep, Bark. Andrew, thank you so much for those generous gifts. I appreciate it. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, YouTube. Hello, TikTok. Hello, Twitch. Hello, Kick. Good morning to you all. How are my YouTubers out there? Teddy Flows over on the tubes. JDM with some coffee. Thank you, JDM and the lightning. Thank you, Brad James. I appreciate it. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, we're pretty much back to where we started from yesterday. They go down, folks. They go up, and they go sideways, folks. I mean, I don't know how many times I got to tell you that. Good morning, Najeen. How are you? How are you? But I've come to a new realization. Me and my wife, especially in the VIP. I'm not repeating myself anymore. Let the lazy be lazy. The market will weed them out. Thank you, Najeen. You're cool. She said to me, don't forget, you designed the VIP to weed these people out. So don't worry about it. And I went, you're right. You're right. Steven Silent with the goat. Kay Braden with the goat. Andrew with the goat. Yes. We're looking to get to 100K, folks, right here. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody. Everybody. Good morning, SM. Good morning, Lobo Jado. Lobo Jado, how are you? I'm going to move my TikTokers right in front of me here. There we go. Matt Dixon with the goat. Candy, thank you for the HM. Poetic Emulation with the W. Yes, yes, yes. Davion with the HM. Thank you, Davion, to the moon. I'm just putting the whip zone level in. We're going to get started here in a minute. Yes. Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Voss. I hope you all are doing well. I've been trading for 21 years now, and we are here to help you. We are here to show you how to do this right. We are here to humble you at times. But in the end, just know that we want to make you better at this. That's what we want to do. That's why we're here, or we wouldn't waste our time. All right, right now, Miss Market, we are in a narrow state on Miss Market. We're back to narrow again. This time, we are in position 2 to the upside. All right, you got room on Miss Market up to 522, 521.61. There's your 5-minute 200, 522 area. Mark that down. On the 15-minute, if you can get over 522, you got room up to 528. That's your 15-minute 200. But we know also on the hourly, there is your 522.38 mark on Miss Market. You got 2 points of resistance here. On the hourly, 522.38. And on the 5-minute, 521.61. So I'm going to mark these out for you, okay? We're just going to do these right now. And as you can see, you are above the whip zone. And you are coming into resistance right there, right around the 522 mark, okay? So mark that down. That's a whole number right there. You may get a poke through to 522.23, but, you know, what you want to do after that is retest it and go long, okay? Do we got it? To the downside, under 508.53. Now we're going to bring you down, okay? We got room down to your hourly pivot right here, $500 hold number to the downside. So as we come under the whip zone right here, you have room down to $500. To the upside, above the whip zone, you have room up to 522. Do we all understand it? Good morning, Castro. Yes. Good morning to you. Let's head over now to Apple. Apple, we are in a narrow state here on Apple. We're going to put our whip zone level in. On Apple, you are now above, we're going to mark this out, your 5-minute 200. You are now above it. This is now support coming to the downside. This is support, okay? Everyone mark that down. On the 15-minute, you have room up to 196. That is where your 15-minute 200 is. And as we come up the board, there's your hourly. We don't have to worry about that. Now, let's break this out. Here's where you are, position 2. You got room up to 196 on Apple. Under the whip zone, we're going to bring you down now. We are in a narrow state. As we come down this board here on Apple, you have room down to 187, okay? 187. I'm going to mark that out right there. We're going to bring you back. That is your first pivot. Under the whip zone of 190, you have room down to 187. Right now, you have support underneath you at 194, and you have room up to 196 on Apple, all right? I can't make it more simpler than that, folks. That's what you got. User with the GOAT, user with the HM, Zen Method with the GOAT, Mr. Dave with the coffee, and Mr. Dave with the heartbeat. Thank you so much. Hello, my YouTubers. Good morning, KK. Yes, tap that screen over there on YouTube. Just keep tapping. Boom, boom, boom. Nvidia. Let's go over to Nvidia. Yes, Nvidia. So nice, Nvidia. But everything's crashing, man. Everything's crashing. All right, we are in a narrow state. We are in position 2 to the upside here on Nvidia. You have room up to this 5-minute 200, 99.50. 99.50, okay? And then on the hourly at $100, you have major resistance. Here we go, folks. To the upside, you are in position 2 in the whip, above the whip zone. You have room up to that resistance right there. $100. $100. Mark it down, everybody. $100. Under the whip zone of $95. Why do we want to get under 95? Why can't we just take it at 95.19? Anyone know why? Put it in the chat. Why do we want to be under $95 to the downside? Thank you for the follow, Fern Dog. Too Loud Toya. Hello. Good morning. Hold number. Correct. You got the hold number. You don't want to short into a hold number. It's not going to work out too well, okay? So under the whip zone, let's see what we got for you. You will have room down to these pivots. I'm going to put you at $93, okay? On Nvidia, under the whip zone right here. This is your whip zone, folks, right there, okay? You're in position 2 to the upside. You have room up to $96. Under the whip zone, you have room down to $93. Mark it down. Here is the whip. The whip zone, he is. Look at that. Huh? Who's giving you levels like that, huh? What else do we got? Zen Method with the donut. Zen with the donut. We love donuts over here. Boeing. You don't have to do the hashtag today, folks, because we're on the other platform. Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys had a great Monday. We are in a narrow state on Boeing. We are in position 1 on Boeing, yes. On the 15 hourly, you look good. Up to that 200 right there on Boeing. Boom! 162. You're currently at 160 on Boeing. You have room up to 162 right here, folks, okay? under that whip zone. It could be a doozy. Let's see what we have here. Let's go to the 15. Watch that right there. You see it? We're going to mark it because you got your 200 right there. We have to mark that. And then let's go mark, and we have room down to here. So on Boeing, under the whip zone, here's your whip zone. We're going to map it out for you. Woo! Right there. There's your whip. Watch that 200 right there at 156.69. Get under 156.69, and you have room back down to 154.63. Mark that down, folks. Above the whip zone, we know we got room up to 162. Coming up. Here it comes. Here it comes. Keep doing this, everybody. Boom. On your screen. Keep doing that. Eduardo. Thank you for the rose, Eduardo. Powder with the coffee magic. Powder. That's 3 out of 5 off the board. What else are we looking at? Tesla. Woof. Tesla. Who lost on Tesla yesterday? Come on. Admit it. Admit it. You lost some. You tried to trade it. You tried to go for the Hail Mary, and you didn't work out. Hold on. You know what happens? And what usually happens is, hold on, I'm just marking these out for you. What usually happens is yesterday you had to be real patient. And then when you lose your patience in trading, you just like, all right, what's the quickest thing that could give me the quickest amount of money? Let's go over to Tesla. Let's go over. Let's throw it. Hold on. Marino goes back to pass. Tesla, here we go. Here it comes. Oh, I hope it works. And then it doesn't. And now you're in a worse situation than you were when you were being patient, at least. Right now on Tesla, we are in a narrow state. You got room up to 235 area. 235. First stop, 234.63, and then 236. All right? So that is where your resistance is on Tesla. You got some room up there. Under the whip zone of 223. 223. You have room down to 218. Boom. 218 right here, folks. Here's your whip zone. Ready? Boom. You got room up to 234.63, and then you have room down to 217. Why do we want to get under 223? Why don't we take the short at 223.24? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? Put it in the chat. Eduardo with the rose. Measy with the HM. Thank you. Whole number. Correct. Whole number, whole number, whole number. You do not want to enter a trade into a whole number. Remember that. Okay? Everyone get your HMs in. HMs. If you don't know what that is, someone will put it in the chat. I'm not allowed to say it. What else are we talking about here? Google. Bum, 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 bum. A lot of new rules coming out for TT, everybody, especially in your DMs. They're going to tighten those up finally right now. You'll be getting less DMs. About time. It only took, what, 10 years? Right? Only took 10 years from the same person with a different account messaging you. Hello. Right now, we're in the narrow state. We are in position 1 to the upside here on Google. Google, you got room up to that 5-minute 200. 152.50. 152.50. And then your hourly, 153. You have your hourly 20 there. Folks, let me give you to the downside here. 15, 1 hour, and then I'll show you your levels. Let's go to the hourly here. Let's bring this back. I'm going to bring you down to 147 here. All right, here we go. Are we ready? Are we ready? Here's your whip zone. We can't make it any more clearer than that. To the upside, 152.44. To the downside, under the whip zone, 147. Yes. And you're going to see it's going to reject off of those levels. This is not financial investment or tax advice. This is for education purposes only. You must trade at your own risk. Candy! Candy! With the hat mustache. Thank you. We also have, who is that up there? Candy again with the octopus. Steven Silent with the HM. KK with the HM. KK with the rose. Candy with the dizzy bird. The dizzy bird. Thank you, Candy. Much love to you, dear. What else are we looking at? Put it in the chat. The Qs. Looking at YouTube over there. We're humming. We're humming. Mr. Dave has and Tenny has everything under control over there on the tubes. Right now, we are in a narrow state on the Qs. Let me mark these out because I had some levels up there from the other day. We're in a narrow state. We're in position 2. You got room up to 439.40. We're going to mark that out. Bam, right there. Do you see it? 15-minute, you got room. Hourly, there's your hourly. Boom, 440.20. And to the downside, we are going to mark you at 423. Right there. Bam, and here we go. Here's your whip zone right here. Look. Woo, 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 woo. You have room in position 2 up to 439. First stop on Q's under the whip zone. You got room down to 423. Get under 428. And then you have room up here to the upside. Under 428, you have room down to 423, okay? Got it? Good. I'm going to show you all a little trick today. You want to see it? Want a little trick? Anytime you come into an hourly pivot and it's like 423.30 or something off, always go to the whole number, okay? Thank you, Mr. Dave, for the hand heart. Yes, he's everywhere, Mr. Dave. He's over there. He's over here. The hat and mustaches. Kim Braden with the tiny daddy. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate you, dear. KK with the lightning. SMAs, rhythmic rush SMAs, my brother. Let's go, let's go. PLTR and then Costco. Once again, folks, the VIP. Welcome to all the new VIP members we have yesterday. The VIP is open. You're going to head over to thevosstrading.com or click the link in any of my social media bios. They're all there. Thevosstrading.com. Also, tonight we have VIP live training by yours truly at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time in the training room. Adorable dad, thank you for that rose. Mr. Dave with the, that's a different one. The HH, but a different version of the HH. I like it, Mr. Dave. SJ with the follow. Chill Will with the follow. Right now, PLTR, we're in a narrow state. We are in position 2. Currently, you are above your 5-minute 200. That is now a support level for you. And we are going to mark out your hourly here. Let me get your hourly right there. Bam. And then let me get this down here. We got a lot going on PLTR here. Hold the fort, everybody. We got a lot going on here. All right. PLTR, here is your whip zone level. Okay? That's the whip zone. You are in position 2. In a narrow state, you have room up to 93.35. Okay? Does everybody see that? To the downside here on PLTR, under $89. Under $89. You have room down to $87 right there. Mark that level down. User with the team cheers. Jaffe Joe with the April. Thank you, Jaffe Joe and the HM. I appreciate you. Let's go over to Costco. Let's go over to Costco. Look at that, folks. Look at that. Look at my levels from. Look at that. Look, 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 look. Woo! Woo! I don't know what to tell you. Maybe I do know a thing or two. Here we are. We're in a neutral state on Costco. We are in position 2 to the upside here. You got room on Costco right up to 973.30. Mark that down. 973.30. On the 15-minute, you're all right. Let's go to the hourly. We got to mark this out. Bam. And on the hourly, we're going to mark this out over here. Okay, let's go back now. Costco, here's your whip zone on Costco. Ready? Woo, woo, woo. Here's your whip zone. You are in position 2 in a neutral state. You got room up to 973. 973. Mark that down. Under the whip zone of 943, you have room down to 936. Mark that down on Costco. Folks, let me ask you a question. If you break through 973.40 here, soon as you break it, are you going for a long up to 982 right there? Are we going long here to the upside to get to 982? Yes or no? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put them on the board. 30,000 L's. Thank you. Let's get to 100,000 L's. Let's go. Candy with the capping. Thank you, Candy. No, we're not. Why not? What's up, Keith? RJ says, F no. How come? Why aren't we? Tell me why. I want to make sure you guys get it, okay? Why aren't we going long? Retest, correct. Very good. I like it. You want to break through this, retest this level, hold, and then you could march back up to the upside, okay? On Costco, Matt Dixon with the HM. Thank you. What else are we looking at? C. There were a lot of good setups yesterday, traders. I took one trade, broke even on it, and then I stopped because there were a lot of good setups yesterday, but there weren't a lot of any events. Like, I'm not taking a short on taking out a bottoming tail candle. I'm not going to start breaking my rules just because there was nothing good to trade between 9:30 and 10:30. Well, most of the day, really. But I'm not going to break my rules just to get something in. We live and we die by our rules. Remember that. Right now, we are in a narrow state. We are in position 2 to the upside. 15 1 hour. You look good here. On C, you got room up to this pivot, $64. I'm going to mark it out right there. Bam! $64, and then you have room. Let me back this up. Bam! Right there to the downside. Let me put these in for you guys, okay? 15 1 hour. Bam! Right there. Okay. Here we go. Here's our whip zone. See, the ATR on C is not bad for this price, guys. Here's your whip zone. You're in a narrow state. You got room up to $64 on C. $64 under the whip zone right here. Look, woo, 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 woo. You have room down under $62 to $61.32. C is in a narrow state. It looks pretty good on C. We're going to put C on watch here for the open. Can't get much narrower than that. Terrence, oh, hello, my YouTubers. Let's go. Thank you, Teddy Flows. Muhammad Noor, Hassan Malik. That is a long name, my brother. Can't we shorten that up over there? Why can't you be Muhammad Noor? Why does it have to be Muhammad Noor, Hassan Malik? Here we go. What else are we looking at? Tesla. That would be like Voss. Blah, 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 blah. Right now, Tesla, we are in a narrow state. We are in position 2. You have room on Tesla up to 234.63. Under the whip zone, you got room down to 217. Mark those levels down here on Tesla. AMD. I used to know a girl, and her name was, I don't want to say her name, but it was like Kimberly, musician, Paris, left-handed, right leg, I wear Nikes. And I was like, what the hell? How many names you got? Why do you need so many names? She used to laugh all the time. All right, here we go. How many names do we need? Can't you give one of them up? You're that attached to them? All right, here we are, narrow state on AMD. We are in a position 2 to the upside here. You are now above your 5-minute 200. This is now support to the downside, okay? On the hourly. We got something interesting here. Hold on, everybody. Let me mark these out for you all. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's put that whip zone in, babies. Here's your whip zone on AMD. Do you see it? You're coming into that hourly 20 right here at 86.59. You're coming into that. That is resistance to the upside, all right? As you come down, you now have support with the 200 underneath you at 86.33. Might be a little chop there on AMD. You got to break through this with a retest, and then you can go above 86.59. Do we all understand that? You don't want to be chopping around in this little channel. So you want to get over 86.59 retest and then possible long on that, all right? Under the whip zone, under 84.53, you have room down to 83.78. Sue! What's up, my Sue? Sue, did you figure out that journal yet? Keep doing this, everybody. We are at 35,000 T's. 35,000 T's. Let's go. Uber for Trinity. Trinity loves that Uber, doesn't she? She loves that Uber. Look at that. Look at that. Look, Trinity. Look at that. Whammo. Rejection. Breakthrough. Rejection. Look at that level. Look at that level. Look at those levels. He is. Here we go. All right. We are in a neutral state on Uber. Let's see what we got here on Uber. Neutral state, you are in position 2 currently on Uber. Trinity, we got a prom on the 5-minute, $74. We got that 200 waiting for us right there. On the 15, on the hourly, we also have the hourly 20 waiting for us right there. Under that whip zone, we got a pivot on the hourly. Let's mark it out for you guys. Here is the whip zone. Mark these levels down. When I draw that box, folks, that is your whip zone levels. See them? Mark those levels out, okay? Here it comes. There it is. There we go. All right? You are in position 2. You're coming into this resistance right here. $74, major resistance on Uber. You want to get over that 74, retest it for a possible long to the upside. Under the whip zone of $71.97, you have room down to $71. Market. Bam! Zen with the GOAT. Powder with the Galaxy. Taro Tico with the HM. By the way, all our VIPers, Powder is making a new welcome video for all our new VIP members on how to navigate the website when you join. The poor guy did it, and then they changed the website on us, but now the website will be like that for a while. Meta, thank you, my Powder. I love you, brother. But now you have it down to a science, which is cool. See, Powder, it gets easier the more you do it. We are in a narrow state here on Meta. We are in position 2 to the upside. You have room up to I'm going to put you right there, okay? Hold on, everybody. Let me mark these out for you. This is a tricky little guy this morning. All right, there we go. All right, here we go on Meta. Here's our whip zone right here. Woo. See the whip zone? You are in position 2. You got room up to 493.50. 493.50 and then 495.60, okay? Under the whip zone of 483, you have room down to 480. From whole number to whole number, belly to belly, baby. Right there on Meta. Teddy Flows. Mark it down. Zen with the GOAT. Thank you, Zen. Thank you, Brian Ruiz with the follow. Everybody, can you tell me what state that you're all coming in from? We got to take a poll here. We got to make sure we're getting out to the right people. What state are you all coming in from today? The state that you live in, folks, or where you're from. Texas, New Jersey's in the house. South Carolina, Michigan, Colorado, Georgia, Texas, New York, UK, South Carolina, New York, MPA, Florida, North Carolina is in the house, New York, Illinois, Michigan, Utah, Australia, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Mexico, Canada, North Carolina, Minnesota, Puerto Rico, Michigan, Florida State, Guitar Guy, what's up? Mass, New Jersey, yes, very cool, everybody. Pennsylvania, Virginia, Oregon, Uganda, Pennsylvania, Cali, Queens. You must be a Met fan if you're from Queens, right? Apple user, thank you for the follow. Venus. Penelope, I hope you don't trade like you're on Venus. A lot of people in here trade like they're from Venus, you know what I'm saying? Mark Mazo with the lightning. Mark Mazo with the HM. Thank you, Mark Mazo. Let's go back over to SPY, and then we're going to do JPM. Right here on SPY, here's our whip zone levels out. You have room up to 521.61, okay? First stop, 521.61. We put the higher time frames, we mark them out. Do you like it better when we go through it the first time where I mark these out on the higher time frames for you so we could just see it on one time frame? Do you guys like that? All right. Under the whip zone of 508.53, you got room down to $500. Yes or no? Do you like when we mark these out and we go through them multiple times so you really get those levels? Yes. Sue says yes. K-Dog says yes. Who else out there? Anybody alive? Hello. We're at 40,000 L's. Let's go. Let's go. Bump, 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 bump. If you don't, you can say no too, folks. Jesus, the notorious Scotty, Microsoft. Let's go. Hello, YouTube. Kayla Mary, I love your content on Kick. I'm joining with friends. Add me on Discord. KK, hello. All right, here we go, folks. It feels good. We are in a narrow state. We are in position 1 here on Microsoft. You got room on Microsoft. We're going to back mark these out for you real quick. Oh, I need to know. My friend used to play this in the car when we were in high school. Over and over and over. Right here, above the whip zone. No, sorry, what am I doing? Sorry, folks, I want to make sure you're paying attention. You are in position 2 in a neutral state, or narrow state. You got room up to 364 on Microsoft. 364.32 right here, you see it? Okay, under the whip zone, you got room down to 353, under 355.66 on Microsoft. Mark that baby down. Keep going, folks. Don't stop. Don't stop. If you're not teeing, you're napping. If you're not apping, you're napping. XOM. XOM, yes. You in my life every time. We are in a narrow state here on XOM. We got a lot of narrow states today. Again, so we know we're getting good moves. You just got to be on the right side of it. We are in position 2. We are above the 5-minute 200 right there. This is now support at 106. Mark that down. 106. On the hourly here, we have room right up to that pivot. Bam. Let's go under. Let me check something. There we go. I knew something was going to be there. Bam. All right, here we go. Are we ready? Whip zone right here. Whoop. You are in position 2. You got room up to 107.74, 108 area on XOM. Just watch this 200. You see what that looks like, that 200? Okay? Just keep that in mind, folks. Under the whip zone of 104, you have room down to 103.64. Mark that level out. Bitcoin. Hello, Big House. Papa. Bitcoin to the moon. Oh, they're all jumping back on it again. See? You see what I'm saying? They're all back on the Bitcoin bandwagon again. 1 hour. Just want to look at the big picture here. Yeah, you're coming in on the daily here on Bitcoin. You're coming into this major resistance point right there. Do you see it? You are coming right. These are your levels. I'm going to map them out for you. How's that? Let's map these out for these Bitcoiners. Let's map them out. All right, Big Haas, we got you, baby. We got you, Big Haas. See, you just rejected off that level. Look at that. Look at that thing. Whoop, rejected off of it. You got room back down right here, Big Haas. 88, 867, 49. You got to get over this resistance point, retest, and then you have room up to that pivot. See it? On Bitcoin. But you got a problem, Big Haas. You know why? Everyone, tell Big Haas what the problem is here. Tell Big Haas what the problem is. Look. Whoop, whoop. What's the problem here on Bit of the Coin? Somebody put it in the chat. Let's go. Wake up. You got it, Todd. Marky Brown, you got it. All roads on Bitcoin. What else are we looking at? If you look at SPY from yesterday, let me show you something. Look. Just everyone gets in on the wrong side of it, right? Look. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Back. Look. Back. Down. Back. Look. Back up. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Down, up, down. Look, back. Now we're up here. We're coming back. I mean, folks. Nvidia is bouncing up from yesterday. Will it keep the gain? I'm going to get my crystal ball. Crystal ball. Can you please tell me so I can tell everybody? Will you continue to go up today? Oh, crystal ball. Come bring the power to your Voss. Hold on. You don't know? What the hell does that mean you don't know? What kind of crystal ball are you? Thank you for the follow, YG SC300 Cerezar. Ask Robin Hood, yeah. That guy's. Nvidia, right now, we are in a narrow state. We are in position 2. You got room up to 99.50. 99.50. Under the whip zone of $95, you have room down to $93. Market down. Burgo with the goat. Thank you, Burgo. Tempestome with the rose. Yes, it is. IWM. Right here on IWM. Look at those levels. We didn't do this yet, right? All right, let me mark this out fresh. Fresh. Boom. Boom. Hold on. I just want to mark it out nice for you all, okay? Anyone else's allergies like ravaging right now? All right, here we go. IWM. Here's your whip zone right there. You are in a narrow state. You are in position 2 to the upside. You have room up to 186 on IWM. 186. You see it? Under the whip zone right here. You under 108.96. You have room down to 178.58. Market down. Every time I wake up, he says, keep doing that, everybody. Keep doing that. Let's go. We are at 48,000. Yes, it is. Chrysantula with the HM. Thank you, Chrysantula. PayPal. Let's go over to PayPal. Where you been, Chrysantula? You were missing for a day or two, weren't you? Or am I crazy? Chrysantula? Oh, you guys love me. We're in a narrow state. We are in position 2 to the upside. Here we go. We got support there. I mean, boom, right there. Hourly. Yep, we got support there. Bam. Voss, how the hell do you see these? Folks, I've been looking at charts a very long time. All right, here we go. PayPal, look at this mess. All right, here we go. There is your whip zone. You are in position 2 in a narrow state. You have room up to 61.18. All right, 61.18 coming back down. You have room down to 60.50. Mark that down. Okay, 60.50. You got support right here, and you have resistance right there. Okay, resistance and support in this channel on PayPal. Under the whip zone of 59.81, you have room down to 59.45 on PayPal. Chrysantula with the popular vote. Yes. Thank you, Chrysantula. Why are the markets up from yesterday, on my opinion? There's really no opinion on it. It's fact. The market goes up, the market goes down, and the market goes sideways, folks. That's it. That's it. There doesn't always have to be a reason. News. Spy. Who cares why it's up? That's the problem. You're all trying to figure out why it's up and why it's down. That right there is where your problem is. And that's why you're not consistently profitable in the market. Who cares why? Nobody cares why the market is up or down. All you should be asking is, where is my A+ setup? Where's my next setup that I know I have a high probability of winning on? That is what you're looking for. SPY, we are in a narrow state. Position 2. You got room up to this resistance here. 521.61 first stop, and then 522.23, okay? Under, coming back down, folks. You got support right here at 515. Under the whip zone, 508.53. You have room down to $500. Mark it down. Mark it down. MSTR. MSTR. Let's see what we got here on MSTR. Right now, we're in a narrow state on MSTR. We are in position 2 to the upside here. Let's go to our 5:15, 1 hour. We have room 328. Coming back down, bam, MSTR. You are in a narrow state, position 2. You got room up to 328. 328, above 328 with a retest, and then you can look for a higher move to the upside here in this narrow state. Under the whip zone of 314, you have room down to 309. Mark that level down. Go trading, we have no idea what you're talking about. We have no clue, my brother. We have no clue. Can someone just get rid of him? He's nice, but I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Right now, he's got marbles in his mouth. SPX with the corn. Tarotico with the coffee magic. Yes, it is. 4 out of 5 are off the board. SPX with the April. The rose. Who got that squirrel up there? SPX with the squirrel, the ice cream cone. Tarotico with the rose. Yes, it is. The wick zone is the yellow indicator? No. The whip zone, not the wick zone. Zen with the coffee. Thank you, my Zen. We're going to put the roses on the board. What else are we looking at? Coin. Hey, Papa, Big Haas. I could be your puppy. All right, coin. Let's see what we got here. Let me redo this. To the border with me. right there. Let's go to the 5, 15, 1 hour. Boom, right there. Hold on, let's make it as good for you, Big Haas. All right, I want to get this right for you, Big Haas. Okay. All right, here we go. Coin. Here is your wick zone. I mean, whip zone, everybody. We are in position 2 to the upside. Big Haas, you got some support right here, 178.50. If you hold that, you can look for a move higher. Under this support, a retest, you're coming back to 175.69, Big Haas. Do you see it? Okay. Above, retest, go. Under, retest, go. Do we got it? All right. Under the whip zone, 172.97. You have room down to 171 here on Coin. You got it, Big Haas. You got it, baby. Everybody, what happened? Keep going. Keep teeing. We are at 55,000 on our way up to 100,000. Once again, the VIP is open. How do you get into VIP, everybody? Put it in the chat. Where do you go? You go right here, my beautiful babies. TheVossTrading.com or click the link in the bio. Tonight we have VIP live training by me at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Bump, 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 bump. Welcome to the VIP. CC. Hello, CC. Is that the CC from before? I don't know. Hello, CC. No, it's not. Queens, yes. Everyone, Queens is in the house. Congratulate CC. She is the newest member of the VIP. Welcome, CC. Taro Tico with the team cheers. Zen Method with the roses. Chrysantula. Andrew Essler. Zen, thank you. Soxl. Let's see what we got here with Soxl. All right, I'm going to let you guys do this one. You ready? Here's a learning experience. What state? What position? Go. Put it in the chat. Here, I'll even mark out your whip zone for you. How's that? We'll make it a little easier for you. What state? What position? Go. Put it in the chat. Narrow 2. Bingo was his name. Oh, Narrow 2 here on Soxl. Let's see what we got. 15, 1 hour. You are above that support, which is good. Here on Soxl, we're going to put you here and then there and then under. We have room down to here. And here we go on Soxl. You are in a narrow state in position 2. You have room up to 950. Do you see it? 950 on a Soxl. You get above 950, you're going to get a little rejection on this, a pullback, and then you have room up to $10. $9.80, $10, okay? Under the whip zone of 826, you have room down to 760 on a Soxl. No, Mr. Dave, you were close. Narrow 2. What else are we looking at? Put it on the board. Salam with the rose. Thank you, my Salam. How are you, my friend? All right, folks, since the tapping stopped, we're going to wrap this party up. Thank you, Salam, Taratico, Zen, Andrew, Chrysantula, Zen, SPX, thank you, Tempe, Chrysantula, Berg, Mark Meza, Powder, Matt Dixon, Candy, User, Jaffe Joe, Adorable Dad, Mr. Dave, K. Braden, KK, Candy, thank you, my Candy, Meezy, Eduardo, Powder! Look at them coffee magics today. Thank you, my brother. User, Andrew Esther, JDM, and Jared. You keep those taps up, we'll stay on. If they're not happening, we're just gonna get off, folks. What else are we looking at? Netflix. And also, where's Katana Lim? Where the hell is Katana Lim? It's hard to tell when she's in here on this one. SHRE, everybody. Boom. Get it out there. Get it out there. Get it out there. Right now on Netflix, we're in a narrow state. We're on position 2 to the upside here. Hourly. Bam. Let's mark this out there. There. Let's come back down. Hold on, everybody. There. 5 minute. There. Okay. Here we are on Netflix. Here's your whip zone. You are in position 2 to the upside. First stop is going to be this pivot right here, okay? $1,000 and 1,004. Whole number right here. See it? Right there. Over that, you got room up to 1,018 on Netflix. First stop, and then boom. Okay? Mark that down. Under the whip zone of 984.53, you have room down to 976. Mark that down. 976. There she is! Katana Lim! Yes! That's going to be my next name in life. Katana Lim. I love it. I love it. Who do you need? There goes the coin of the bit. Okay, you're up. You came back to the 20. Now you're up again. Right? Coming back to the 20. Don't go chase this. You're coming back to the 20. Sonic, hello, Sonic, and welcome. How are you, my Sonic? How are you? Google. Google right now, we're in a narrow state. We're in position 2. You have room up to 152.44. 152.44, everybody. Do you see it? Major resistance up here, but you got plenty of room. Under the whip zone of 148, you have room down to 147. 147, let's go. Hello, 0.02, thank you. Fernando! Gina wants a little Tesla. Let's see what we got here. Tesla, you're in position 2, narrow state. You have room up to 234.63 on Tesla. First stop. Under, coming back down, Gina, you have room down back to the whip zone, 227.58. If you come flying through at the open, under the whip zone of 223, you have room down to 217 right there. Fernando! XRP. XRP, you're coming back to the 20. Right there. Too far. You are coming back to that 20. Who asked for that? Amy Reyes. Amy Reyes. Eli Lilly. Elijah. Here we go. Let's get Eli Lilly in here. Boom. Oh. Boom. Right now on Eli. Let's see, 5:15, 1 hour. You're above that. Daily, you look good. Hold on. 8:29. Let's mark that out. Under, you have this in the way. All right, here we go on Eli. Eli Lilly. Here is your whip zone. He is. You got room up to 829 here on Eli Lilly. Remember, this is not financial investment or tax advice. This is for education purposes only. Under the whip zone of 808, you have room down to 804 on Eli. There's your 2, up and down. Everything you need to know is in the VIP. Yes. Folks, you don't realize this, but you do once you get in there. That you're wasting time. You just wasted all this time that you could have been so above and ahead right now that you're just not. You're overthinking. You analysis paralysis. Indecision is wrong decision. Remember that. Netflix. Here's the whip zone. Yes, we are in a narrow state. We are at the start of position 2, okay? On Netflix, right here, your first pivot, 1,004. You have room up to that pivot, 1,004. Mark that level down, okay? back to the downside, you have room down to 993. That is where the whip zone starts. That's major support right there, okay, to the downside. Under the whip zone right here, look. Under 984.53, you have room back down to 976. You got to have levels up and you got to have levels down, traders. Do you understand me? Nothing stays up, nothing stays down. The market goes up, down, and sideways. That has a cycle, and it repeats the cycle over and over. Once you start realizing that and you start trading with the cycle and you see how much better you do, that is when you're going to have a turnaround in your trading success. Right, VIP? Won't you? Because when you first start trading, you think things just keep going up. Nothing comes back. Or things keep going down. Nothing will come back. And that's where you get yourself in trouble. That is where you get yourself in trouble. SM, I was the Pope for Halloween once. I still have the picture of it, everybody. I still have the picture of it. And I won best costume. You know who won a second best costume that year? This is a while ago, a long time ago. It was a pregnant nun. And I got to find the picture. She was sitting on my lap. AMD. AMD. All right, here we go. See, you're coming up. Look, up right here. You want to break through 86.60. Retest it. You're in a narrow state for a move higher on AMD. Right now, you're just coming into that resistance we talked about on AMD. Harris Siraj Bomb. Bro, it will go down. Bro, it will go down. Harris Siraj Bomb. Harris, I have a question. When you decided your name, did you take the entire alphabet, put it on the ground, and just pick random letters out of it? And just try to put it together? Baba! I always wondered that. I'm being serious, Harris Siraj Bomb. I'm being serious. Like, you just take the entire alphabet and slice it together somehow? Is that how that works? We are in a neutral state. Baba, we're way up there in position 3. On Baba, you have room up to 115. 115, market 115 on Baba. Do we have to do this again? Neutral state, Baba, I'm putting Baba on watch. Boom, boom. Same thing all over again. I am putting Baba on watch. I know it's your real name, bro. I'm asking you, how did you come about the name? Berto, hello, Berto. Hello, Berto. All I'm telling you, Harris, is to make sure that when they invented that name, they didn't take the alphabet on them and try to just scramble everything together, is what I'm trying to say. For all, you could be Jack Smith, Harris. How do you know? How do you know? You could be Jack Smith. We are in a narrow state on Nvidia. We are in position 2. You got room up to 99.50, everybody. 99.50 on Nvidia. And then you have a move back down to 97.22. I'm just being honest. Baba looks strong, bro. Anyone want to tell Harris? Well, he'll learn. He'll learn by reality. I'm not going to even say it. Josephina with the train. Josephina with the train. Yes, it is. Thank you, Josephina. Folks, look. Who's going long at the open? Who's going long on Baba at the open? Poor Harris. Harris, don't do it. Don't do it, Harris. Don't do it. Save your money and get a new name. All right, folks. I love you all so much. Oh, brother. Remember, the VIP is open. Tonight, we have VIP live training by moi, by me. Hope to see you all in the VIP. You will learn how to trade. Harris, I suggest you get in there, my friend. all right? Because your trading career might end in about 10 minutes. I love you all, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Back on here. Same bat time, same bat place. And VIPers, we will see you in the VIP. Love you guys. Voss out.